I'm Simon, this is a car. Scott's brought me to a secluded barn. It can only mean one thing, it's time for another review series. Now, this is quite obviously an E92 M3 and its predecessors were pretty special. You've got the E30 M3, E36, E46, and then this. So, it had some pretty big boots to fill, but did it fill them? Now, the eagle-eyed viewers among you might have already noticed that this isn't just any E92 M3. No, that's not some aftermarket wrap. This is actually a frozen black edition, one of 27. It is extremely rare, and I cannot believe that I'm stood next to it, let alone even being allowed to drive it. It's got a few little different mods. It's got a carbon boot spoiler, carbon front splitter, which for me is what you really need on an E92 M3, otherwise they just don't look aggressive enough, like the bumper slopes under a bit. And of course, being an E92, it's powered by that masterpiece of an engine. These were built from the year 2007 to 2013, which is quite a long run on an M car. But that's what we're here for. Now, previous M3s, they were all powered by the inline-6 naturally aspirated engine. The E92, it went a bit sideways. They put a V8 in there. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not generally a fan of a V8. I think they're a bit agricultural. They're very old school. They make a lot of noise, not enough power. But these, they're a bit of a screamer. They rev to 8,300 RPM. 4 litre produces 420 horsepower. Why 420? Because it's a good number. And eagle-eyed viewers again, you might notice that this has got a carbon intake, an E-Venturi one. So hopefully that releases a little bit more power. So I guess the only thing to do now is see if it can change my mind about V8s. I mean, it sounds good. Who knows? Stay there, Scott, I got it. Do you want to get in? Do you want to get in? You getting in? You getting in? Alright, cool. Inside, I'm going to be honest. E92s and this era of BMW, I feel like it's going to upset a few people, but I feel like the interior has not aged very well. Like, even at the time when they came out, I just thought it was a bit bland. Like, you've got Audis around the same era who were just smashing out the park. And I don't know, I feel like BMW got left a bit behind around that time. Obviously, granted, they've come on a lot now, but it hasn't aged very well. Like, even the sat-nav system, multimedia system in the middle, I just feel like that's an afterthought. Like, it's just put, oh, we'll put another bevel here. It's like, it doesn't flow, if you know what I mean? Seating position, again, I'm going to be honest. Any BMW that I've driven with electric seats, I always feel like the seat's too high. It's like 2 inches too high. Obviously, you've got all the electric motors in it and stuff, and whenever I've had a BMW myself, I've made sure it hasn't got electric seats, because I feel like I'm on a booster seat. I don't like it. Granted, the seats are really comfortable, excuse me, but they could be more supportive. Obviously, you've got the air bolsters in the bottom that you can play about with, which squeezes you up a bit more, but you don't sit deep enough in the seat for a real sports car, in my opinion. The steering feel, it's an M car, it's perfect, it's hydraulic, you get all the feel back that you need, it's spot on. Throttle, amazing, especially when you got the power button on, it's a bit more sharp. That's down here, Scott. We've turn it off because we need to save some fuel. Talking about fuel, these absolutely love the stuff. They eat it. Like, we haven't been out for long, we've done quarter of a tank, and we haven't been even given it any beans. And another controversial thing, I prefer 1 Series. I just think they're a better sized car. I think this went away from what an M3 should have been. It's quite a heavy car, it's big, they are big. I feel like an M3 should be 1 Series size, because that's what the original M3 was like. An E30, an E36, an E46. But that's sign of the times, isn't it? Cars are bigger. But all in all, it is good. I've been very negative and I'm sorry about that, but we've got to be honest, and this is my opinion, so obviously don't take it as gospel, but this is how I feel about these. I do like them, I like them a lot. They make great noises. The grip is really, really good. So once you're up to speed, you can just absolutely hang it. So Scores, the E92 M3, we're back. The car's dirty, Tom's gonna be angry. Sorry, Tom. Appearance. Now, if you've been watching this, you might feel that I've been a little bit negative, but I'm just being honest, this is my opinion. Appearance, 4 out of 10. Why is it 4 out of 10? Satin, matte. I hate that on cars. I hate it. I like to be able to polish a car, make it clean, keep it nice. And this is just such a faff. The only way you can clean this is with glass cleaner. You've got to be so delicate with it, and if you, God forbid, if you have a ding or anything like that, it's just an absolute pain to match. Yeah, for me, matte finish cars, no. Usability. Again, I'm going to get judged, but I'm being realistic. I'd say 5 out of 10. Why is it 5 out of 10? We haven't addressed the elephant in the room. These suffer with rod bearings constantly. If they haven't been done, your engine's going to blow up. It is inevitable. People are going to argue that, but it's just a known fact. The original BMW items aren't very good. And another thing marking down that score is just how much fuel it drinks. In today's climate, it's you know, driving experience. For this one, it's back up, 7.5 out of 10. I can't knock how they drive. They drive so good. They are really, really good. The steering feel, the engine output, the engine sound. When the gearbox is mapped, amazing. If you've got a manual one, even better. Just the whole feel of the car, the grip, where you point it, it's just so positive, and the feedback the car gives you as well. It's definitely an M car, so that pushes it right up. Value. Value-wise, we're gonna obviously ignore that this is a special edition one, so just your normal E92 M3 E90. I've seen them for as low as 12 grand. 12 grand for an M car, that's really good. I don't want to swear, but that is really good. And if you can get one that's low mileage, you're looking at about 20, around that mark, or maybe a bit higher if you want a limited edition one. Obviously this is a lot more than that. And if you're looking at one to invest in, I think they're going to go up in value. I genuinely do. Are they ever going to be worth as much as an E30, an E36 and an E46? Potentially, because it's the last naturally aspirated M3. But are they as good? I guess we have to drive an E30 and an E46 and compare them, I guess. But yeah, so overall, I do like it. I do like it. It's just those little niggly things, and this one in particular, I know it's a limited edition. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. It's not a stealth bomber, all right? We're not trying to get into enemy lines. Overall, 6.8 out of 10. It is a good car, but the aesthetics and the rod bearing issue, and little bits like that, marks it down a bit. Let us know in the comments what you want to see next. Well, we've always got different cars in. Your input helps make these, so get involved.